Guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be finally filming Arlow's 3 and 4 month update. It looks dark on the side of my face. So I'm going to go ahead and combine her 3 and 4 month updates into this video. She actually just went to the doctor last week for her 4 month update, and then that time she got her 4 month shots. And then they also checked her weight and her length. They did not check it during her 3 month because she didn't go to the doctor. So I don't have any like weight and length measurements from then, but I do for her 4 month. Okay, so Arlow is actually 15 pounds 1 ounce, and she is 24 inches long. Are you gonna look at me the whole time? Her head circumference is 40 1/2 centimeters, and she's currently in 3 to 6 month clothing. Okay, so Arlow probably does tummy time about 10 times a day because she hates it. She does not like to stay on her tummy no more than 5 minutes, probably at the most. And now she's able to roll herself from her tummy onto her back, so she does not stay on there long. And then sometimes when she can't do it and she gets so frustrated, she just yells until you pick her up or roll her over. So we probably do that about 10 times a day. Huh? Yeah. Are you talking? Are you telling them why? Yeah, you telling them? About 2 weeks ago is when she actually started rolling over from her stomach to her back. She hasn't got the concept of rolling from her back to her tummy yet, but she's pretty close. She actually, a few nights ago, she kept rolling, and she'll get onto her side, and it's like her arm is tucked underneath her, and she can't get it to move, so she then just rolls back over onto her back. But any day now, I know she's gonna be rolling over. Oh! She's very, very clingy to me, and that was actually something that I brought up to the doctor. Each of my children have been clingy in their own way, but I feel like Arlow is the most clingiest. Is that a word? Clingiest? So I don't know if I didn't know if it had to do with breastfeeding or have a baby. She's just more clingier. So I did mention it to my doctor, and she said yes, breastfed babies do tend to be a little bit more clingier than, you know, a bottle-fed baby. But she said that I probably should start doing the self-soothing methods. And I will say it has been pretty hard. Yeah. Because she likes to use me as a pacifier, and if I let her self-soothe, she just screams her head off. I mean, eventually she'll fall asleep. It's a lot easier for me to let her self-soothe if we're like in the car, and then she just cries until she falls asleep. But when we are home, it's harder for me because, one, of course, I don't want her to cry, but two, I don't want her to wake up Zaya, because 9 times out of 10 she is wanting to sleep, and Zaya is already sleeping, and if I let her scream, then she's gonna wake up Zaya. But I have to start just sticking to it and letting her self-soothe herself, because I know in the long run I'm gonna be the one suffering. She was sleeping through the night. I think I told you guys at her, I think it was her 2 month update. It might have been afterwards on one of my vlogs, but she was sleeping from 7. She'll go to bed between 7:30, 8, and then she wouldn't wake up until like 4 or 5 to eat. Now she is, it depends on the day, but sometimes she'll wake up between 2 and 3, and she'll want to basically use me as a pacifier, and then she'll go back to sleep until like 4 or 5, and then she'll eat, and then she'll want to go back to sleep. So we're kind of on this weird schedule. It might have to do with the 4 month sleep regression, just her during the day where I can't get her to take a nap. She literally only will nap for like 10 minutes at the most each time she wants to nap. So we don't swaddle her anymore. I actually stopped swaddling her a couple days after she turned 3 months, just because she was at that stage where she wanted to put her hands up, put them in her mouth, and she just wasn't happy with the swaddle anymore. So we did take her out of the swaddle, and we actually are using the nested bean sleep sack. We have the sleep sacks for newborns and also as they grow older. It's actually my favorite sleep sack for her. We have tried a few of them, and I feel like that one is just the best one. I said that she's in 3 to 6 month clothing. It really just depends. Sometimes she's in 6 month clothing, and then she's still in the size 3 diapers. And we still do use the Huggies brand. They still haven't done me wrong. She had a hot spot that I was kind of concerned about. I addressed it to the doctor, showed her. It's kind of like in between where her chest is and where her stomach begins. And it's just like some bumps that are kind of, they're not, it looks like a hot spot to me. They're just like little teeny bumps. It's between, it kind of looks like in between a hot spot and eczema rash, or eczema outbreak, I mean. I addressed it to her pediatrician. Her pediatrician said it didn't look like it was anything to be concerned about, just to keep an eye out on it. But it did look like what I thought it was, in between eczema and hot spot. So she said for me to just continue to do what I'm doing, keeping it cleaned and moisturized. So I go ahead and just wipe it every day before I get her dressed, and then add a little bit of her Cetaphil or Cetaphil lotion to it. If I have a toy up in my hand, she's at that age now to where she can grab it and just everything goes into her mouth. And she's drooling like crazy, so I think she is teething. A tooth hasn't broken through yet, but you can see at the bottom of her gums, the little white part of the tooth is coming in, so she is teething quite a bit. So everything's going in her mouth, and she's just drooling through everything. We go through like 10 bibs a day. She is balding on the back of her head. It actually was worse. I think a lot of babies get this. All 3 of my girls actually had it, but right here is where like they start to lose like a lot of their hair. It's actually growing back now, but it was worse. So she is balding, and so am I. I have my postpartum hair loss going on right here, and it's starting to grow back. But yeah, she has been balding, and her hair is actually growing pretty long. It's definitely grown since she was born. Uh-oh. Is that gonna be a wet one? So I have started a bad habit with her, and started kind of co-sleeping with her. I know it's so bad. I actually co-slept with my oldest, who is now 7. I co-slept with her until she was 4. Not by choice, but because once you start the whole co-sleeping, sometimes it's just super hard to get them to stay in their room. So yeah, quitting co-sleeping with Monroe, it was pretty hard. She just always would end up in my bed in the middle of the night after I would put her in her bed. So that was hard, and I know I'm starting something really bad, but I'm trying, guys. It's just so much more convenient now that I'm actually breastfeeding her to just sleep with her. And I know it's not the safest either. I don't even sleep with the blanket even near me when I'm sleeping with her, but it doesn't start off this way either. So let me break it down and tell you guys how exactly it happens. So when I'm nursing her right before she falls asleep, we're actually laying in my bed together, and she nurses until she's sleepy. She falls asleep, and then I place her into her bassinet, which is right beside my bed. And then here recently, since she's been getting up between 2 and 3, I will actually just grab her from her bassinet and place her into the bed with me, and she'll nurse, and we actually both fall asleep. And then sometimes I will put her back after that, after she's fallen back asleep, or sometimes we'll just stay asleep until she wakes back up between 4 and 5. And then after that feeding, between 4 and 5, I put her back in her bassinet. But I know this is not a good habit to start. I know this, guys. I'm trying to break it. It's just super convenient, and it's just hard. Especially, let me stop making excuses. It's just super convenient for me when I have the time to sleep. I just want to sleep. But I know I gotta break these habits before it gets worse. At her 4-month checkup, the doctor actually gave me the green light to go ahead and start giving her like rice cereal. I'm not sure if I'm going to go ahead and go through with it just yet. I might hold off. I hope you guys can hear me over her little noises. This is usually what she does when she's sleepy. But I don't know if I'm going to do it just yet, just because I don't know if I'm ready. She acts like she's interested in it every time any of us eat. She's like in our faces. So maybe, I'm not really sure. So that's pretty much it for her 3 and 4 month update that I have for you guys. I hope you guys enjoy this. I'm also going to add a few clips of her like interacting throughout the day. That way you can see how she is at this stage. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button if you guys are new, and I will see you in the next one. Abu. 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 Abu.